So there's two things that I'm willing to talk about, but after the intro. And with that being said, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development Tactics podcast. And this podcast episode is going to be slightly different because there might be some music in the background. It might be edited in a little bit of a different way. Maybe there's going to be sound effects. I'm just trying to do something new. I'm just trying to do something that I maybe haven't been doing just before, at least not in this way. So let's actually head right into the episode. The thing is, I'm willing to talk about two things. And the first thing is blaming yourself, also comparing it to blaming somebody else. And the second thing is going to be about brands and branding and having branded clothes and all those things. So the first thing, blaming yourself instead of other people. The problem is, the quote-unquote problem, at least I'm seeing it as a problem, is that a lot of people are just blaming other people. And I can understand it, like it is something that's pretty easy and it is also something that's pretty quote-unquote cool. Just because, and this is the point now, if you're blaming somebody else, you're putting them in charge of the whole situation. Which means that even though you have probably been the person, or you have maybe been the person that just did something wrong or did something in a not so good way or whatever it might be all about, then it's not your fault just because you're not blaming yourself. It is not your fault. You know, it's not been your mistake, it's not been your failure, it's not been your whatever. It's his or her failure and his or her mistake. Or whatever, which means that, do you then have to change something? Do you then have to just work on something? No, you don't have to, because it's not your mistake, or it has not been your mistake. It's been the mistake of the other person, and or the failure of the other person, but not your mistake. So you're first of all putting yourself in a position of not having to quote unquote progress also in some way, because of course, if you're making some failures or some mistakes, or if you're just failing, then progressing does make sense. Changing these things up makes sense. Doing something about this just makes sense, you know, because it's probably also gonna bother you maybe and all those things. But the thing is, if you're blaming somebody else, you're putting this person in charge of the whole situation. This person is able to change the whole situation and also change how you're feeling. Because often it is, or maybe it is about, okay, I'm feeling bad because this person did something, and you know, then you actually have to wait till this person changes something about the situation or about the whole thing that happened until you can feel good again, if you're thinking in that way. But if you're blaming yourself, you are in charge. You can do whatever. And often it is also the case that it is our fault, or that it can be our fault. I'm not saying that you should just blame yourself for everything that is happening in your whole entire life, for the weather, for whatever, because this doesn't make any sense. You know, it really does not. But if you're making a mistake, own the fucking mistake and solve the fucking mistake, because then you're progressing. If you're not blaming yourself, you're never ever gonna progress. You're never ever gonna learn something new, basically, because why would you? You didn't make a mistake, you didn't fail, nothing happened, so why the fuck would you? The second point, brands and having branded clothing and all those things. I'd say, like, brands are important, brands are pretty cool, and brands are just a viable source of income for companies as well, actually, kinda as well. And also for just personalities, because of course there are also personal brands. The thing is, if you're buying yourself some branded clothing, and I'm also often seeing that in school, like people having their Tommy Hilfiger shoes, their Tommy Hilfiger bags, their Louis Vuitton packs sometimes as well, and all those things. Like, it is fine, you know, I'm not jealous and I'm not just feeling bad just because I'm not having it. I'm also having some branded things. Sometimes, and relatively often, they turn out to be not that good though, kinda. You know, it depends. You know, I am having some branded shoes. I'm not gonna name the brand because I do not want to hurt somebody. But I have some branded shoes and some winter shoes for the winter. But you know, if it is raining or if it is snowing, there's gonna be a fucking lot of water in my fucking shoes, and that's not quite nice. It really is not. And they're also not that warm. I could have assumed that, and I could have expected that. But yeah, you know, and it is also then pretty difficult to really rely on the person or on the people in the stores. So when you just ask them whether they are water resistant and whatnot, and they're saying yes, and you're just believing in what they're saying, and it is turning out to not be the case, then it is fucked up, you know. But it is what it is. So the thing is, most often, and kind of one of the main reasons to buy yourself some branded shoes or branded clothing in general is not, it's not really about quality, and a brand doesn't also have to stand for quality. Of course, some brands do. And I would say, like, of course, if you're, I don't know, you can expect something different, you know? You can expect something if those expectations are going to be met, is something completely different, you know? If you're just buying yourself a Louis Vuitton bag, it is probably going to be handmade, and it's probably going to be just out of materials that are relatively high in quality and all those things. Like, you can expect something like that, and some brands definitely stand for quality and stand for also reliability and all those things. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the case, you know? We should not really expect, we can expect, but we actually shouldn't expect that a branded good is going to be better in quality. Just because it's about the branding, it is about the promise. And there's different kinds of promises, okay? You can promise quality, of course you can, but you can also promise something else, you know? Maybe just looking cool to other people because it is a brand. Well, it's kind of meta then. Like, it's just really inside of each other and kind of, well, strange then. The thing is, most often we're buying clothes just because we're then gonna just look different to other people. If you're having just a lot of branded clothing, just some Louis bag, some Gucci shoes, and some Hugo Boss fucking belt, people are gonna know this because most often the brand is gonna be fucking huge on the clothing. Of course there is. And you're gonna feel different because you know that people are recognizing that, and you know that people see that. And this is often the point why people buy branded clothing. Unfortunately, you know, just because they value the opinion of other people so fucking high that they need to buy them. They quote unquote need, like they do. I don't know if they need, but they do. And this is something that's pretty unfortunate, you know. They are kind of hiding behind the brand. They are kind of just hiding behind the brand and trying to maybe also be somebody they are not, but you know, that's not the point of the video now. And it is just only about looking most often cool to other people and just valuing their opinion too high and trying to be a different person, trying to be maybe even rich. You know, some people just, like, this is also something that I'm seeing, and I think it is kind of funny and kind of interesting to see that. But some people just really try hard to look rich through clothing. But most often you somehow, by some indications, you're gonna see that they are not fucking rich, that they are just acting like they are rich. And sometimes I can understand wear clothing in a good way, you know, why you just wanna look cool and wanna look fresh and wanna look just good, and you do not really wanna look like a fucking homeless person, all those things. Like, I can understand that, I really can. But I don't know if you're spending all your income on clothes just to look good, which is also gonna be kind of an indication that you might be valuing other people's opinions really high. Because why? Like, of course, some people like to just clothe well just because of them. You know, I do not want to doubt that. But the thing is, I can get, like, I can emphasize with the people that really want to buy clothes. Like, I can see that, and I can just understand that, and I can accept that as well. But I don't know, like, just really trying to look rich and really trying to look like you would be somebody that you're not, is like, why would you? You know, why would people notice anyway? People notice quite a bunch of shit. This is the interesting thing. We notice quite a bunch of shit. Is somebody lying? If somebody is not really, like, trustworthy, we notice that. You know, we see that. It's not like, okay, we're not seeing that and it is what it is. We're seeing that and we're noticing that. So why? It kind of doesn't make any sense, you know, especially if it like, yeah, you know, you really can easily notice that, you know, whether it is about the fake AirPods, whether it is about just some fake Gucci shit or whatnot, which is also something, like, fake Gucci shit is something that I'm just seeing really often. You know, I do understand the people that are just coping with that or coping them, these things and whatnot. I really can understand that, okay, you're having Gucci and you're gonna look different to other people. And I think this is kind of the biggest kind of indicator that you're really valuing other people's opinions. If you're buying fake shit, because you're obviously not having the money, but it is just slowly or solely about other people's opinions then. And that's quite it. And this shouldn't be the case, because it's not gonna lead you to a really happy life. If you always have to be somebody just because other people are then gonna view you as cooler or better or nicer, whatever. Just be a nice person, just be a person that you wanna be and you like to be. What about that? You know, what about just being a person that you want to be and being nice? Being nice is an incredible thing, and because it's just good for you and it's just good for the other people around you as well. Like, it is a win-win fucking situation. You don't need cool clothes to be nice. You don't need any clothes to be nice. You know, you can be nice when you're naked as well. If you want to, it's just another question, of course. So yeah, I hope I've been able to just give you some thoughts and expand kind of some things that I might have been talking about in different episodes as well, which I probably have, but having a single episode that is slowly or solely, what the fuck about that, is cool, I would say. So yeah, if you've enjoyed it, then please just give me a like if you want to. If you dislike, just dislike if you did not like it or disliked it actually. But yeah, I'm gonna see you the next time, I at least hope. So I wish you the best health, happiness, and all success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself on how you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a good person. 3 other questions that I'm having for you and that you should ask yourself are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? I'll see you the next time. Consider subscribing, and because I'm then hopefully gonna see you the next time. And I wish you a good day, and stay nice, stay cool, stay whatever. I'll see you. I'll see you the next time, and I'll see you the next time.